Hello there, my name is Linda Dolkey and I'd like to welcome you today to the Global Stampin' Video Hop. Our theme this month is One Sheet Wonders. Okay, now there's a number of different ways that you can do One Sheet Wonders, and the good thing about the Video Hop is that you can go from one video to the next. If you click the More button below and go into the description, and you'll see a full list of everyone who has contributed, and everyone has different ideas. So some people are going to be stamping their One Sheet Wonder pages. I'm using some DSP today, and the one I've chosen to use is actually from our beautiful online exclusive. It's called Hello Irresistible, this DSP, and you can see it here. In fact, the piece that I'm going to be using is the front piece from the DSP pack, and as you can see, it says Hello Irresistible. It's 6x6 paper. Now, One Sheet Wonders can be any size paper that you want to work with. I have done these in the past with 12x12 sheets, but 6x6 sheets makes it very, very simple. And I'm keeping it really simple today because I want it to be something that anyone can do. And all you need for this really is your DSP, in this case 6x6. Choose any color paper you would like. And then we're going to use our trimmer to cut it to different shapes. And from this one piece of DSP, I'm going to be able to make 4 completely different cards. So I hope that you'll stay with me. This is the paper that I'm using. You can see that I've got several packs all combined here because I've been going through and using lots and lots of different parts of the pack. It is beautiful front and back, absolutely gorgeous. And if you're looking to see what colours are in it, it's listed here on the back of the pack. It's Daffodil Delight, Flirty Flamingo, Lost Lagoon, Petal Pink, Pretty Peacock, and Soft Seafoam. Now you'll notice that Pretty Peacock and Lost Lagoon are returning colours. They were in our range a few years ago in the in colours, and they've now come back into our core colour range. So as of the 2nd of May, those colours will be again available. All right, so what I like to do when I want to do a One Sheet Wonder, I like to create what I call a map, okay? So I use a piece of the backing sheet from our 12x12 paper. Works really, really well for this. So it's I've gone and I've cut it into a 6x6 piece. So this was a 12x12 piece. I cut it in half again to give myself a 6x6 piece. Okay, and I've created a map of how I'd like to cut my paper sheet. All right, so you can see here, my first piece up here is 3x3. Then I've got a 3x1. This 3x5 piece is actually cut into 1-inch strips. We're going to do it in a second, it'll make more sense. This is a 3x1-inch piece, and then I've got a piece over here that's 3x3, and it's going to be cut in half diagonally. Okay, so that's how I've divided it up to create 4 really, really simple cards from this gorgeous paper. Now, sometimes, depending on where the design is on your paper, you might want to turn the paper around. For example, if I do this piece here, okay, and I have it over here, just like so you can see that this would be the 3x3 piece. This would be a 3x3 piece cut into diagonal. This one would be where the strips fall, okay, on this top piece, and this piece down the bottom. If you decide, for example, if I do my 3 strips here, it's going to be this piece here. Okay, and it's going to be half with no flowers on it, and then the other half has the flowers. If you don't like that, although I don't mind it in this case, if you don't, because I can put a greeting up in this area where it's covered. Or the other thing I could do is turn it around so that my flowers are in this bottom quarter, all right, and that would work as well, okay? And then I'd have just a piece of like the cloudy, these look like clouds to me. This cloudy piece would be the piece for my 3x1. So we can go either way. But today I'm just going to do it exactly as it is right here on the cardboard. And I have, like I said, I've gone and used a ruler and mapped it all out. So this is how I want. So I'm going to chop this up exactly as it is here. So the first thing I'm going to do is cut it exactly in half at the 3-inch mark, because it's 6x6, so cutting it at 3 inches is going to give us 2 exact halves. Okay, so there's our first line right there. Okay, then this piece here, I'm going to cut. Actually, this piece I think would be nice. Which one do I want? Yep, you know what, I will just do it exactly as it is. So we're going to cut this one 3 by 3. So this piece here is right there like that. And then this piece is going to be cut diagonally in half, just like I've shown on my paper. So now I have 2 half diagonal pieces, right? So let's lay this out. So we've got these 2, and then we've got this one here. I'm going to cut off the 1-inch piece at the bottom. So this is this 1-inch piece down here, like that. And then that means if I cut these ones into 3 1-inch strips, and you notice I'm using inches today, not centimeters. That's because the paper is 6 by 6, so it's easier to stick with inches in this case. And the same with your 12 by 12s. If they're measured, they come to you in inches, it's easier to do this in inches. You could, of course, use centimeters if you prefer, but I think this case it's definitely easier in inches. So I've got my pieces here. And this is going to go just like this, like that. And that's how it comes together. So this now is cut exactly like this. And now we can make our cards. So very, very simple. I've got 4 card bases, okay, because this is going to create 4 cards. All right, so 4 basic white card bases. Let's do the first one. I'm going to start with the 3 strips. All right, so I'm going to fold this in half. Sorry, my chair's a bit squeaky today. Sorry about that. Let's, and then these 3 are going to go across, and you'll see that the design here actually continues across because it's like part of a picture. So I'm going to start with the outside pieces, and I notice I might need a new trimmer blade because I've made some little furry edges. So if ever you're getting furry edges, it means your trimmer blade needs replacing. But I didn't know that before I started, so I'm going to continue, but that will give you an idea for if ever you see those fuzzy edges, it does mean usually that it's time to change over your trimmer blades. Here we go. So I'm going to put this with my Tombow on the back. You can use whatever glue you like here, by the way. And I want to have the same amount. I want to have the same amount at the top as we have here at the side. Okay. And I'm going to do the same on this side. So this one is the one on the left. And you'll see how quickly, I mean, normally when I do these videos, I usually make a card. We're going to make 4. And we're probably not going to take any longer than we would normally take to make 1. Because it's quick and easy. All right, so now I've got these 2 pieces, and then this one just needs to go in the middle, and then they're perfectly equidistant. Okay, they're going to be exactly lined up for you. So I find going from the outside in usually works better when you have this number of strips. You could also do the middle one first and work outwards. That's another option. Let's pop that right there in the middle. All right. Now we're going to add a sentiment and other bits to that in a moment, but let's deal with our other pieces. So I'm going to actually, this one is going to be interesting because I could use either the front or the back of the paper because it's beautiful on both sides. This is going to be the easiest, most simple one. This one here, I need to add, well, we've got our basic white piece, and I'm going to add a piece of cardstock behind it to mat it. Now the colours in this paper are Daffodil Delight and Flirty Flamingo, and I'm thinking Flirty Flamingo will be really, really nice behind this piece here. So this is just going to be, it's very simple. I know it's very simple. Let me grab my Flirty Flamingo and I'm going to cut. Now we know this piece is 3 by 3, so I'm just grab this piece out of my scrap drawer. Oh, definitely do need a new blade. So 3 by 3. So I'm going to go up by 1/4 of an inch, and I'm going to make it 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. So this is going to go behind my 3 by 3 piece. And I'm going to pop that right there in the middle, like that. And you'll see it's very, very simple. We're going real easy today. Don't ever think that simple means not very good. Simple can be amazing, and simple is usually very elegant. So just going to line that up so it's in the middle. And then on the back, I'm going to add some dimensionals. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I'm basically just doing all the prep work, and then we'll do a bit of stamping and add sentiments and all that kind of stuff. So I'm putting this one in the top half of my card base, and that's ready to go. Then we have these two pieces. All right, let's grab another card base. I'm going to fold them in half to make my card base. So these are exactly half a sheet of A4 paper, cut in half horizontally and then folded in half again to make our card base. All right, so what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to have this one at the top and this one at the bottom, and that leaves us a nice space here in the middle. Now, if you would like to, you could also, and I think it will look good, we can add a piece of Flirty Flamingo behind this to add a little bit more interest to the card. All right, so we know that this piece was originally 3 by 3 and then cut in half. So what we want to do here is we want to make this piece 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. So it's just exactly the right size. 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. And then when you've cut that piece in half diagonally, it is going to be exactly the right size to go behind our 3 by 3 pieces. So this piece is going to sit exactly on here, and this piece is going to sit exactly on here. All right, so I think having that extra layer of cardstock is definitely a good idea. It gives us a little bit more interest. You could, if you wanted to, just skip it and use the DSP only, but I'm just going to pop that right on there. So this is the reason I love whether it's 6 by 6 or 12 by 12 doesn't really matter, but the reason that I love using One Sheet Wonders is because it's a very economical way to use your paper, and you can get more cards out of a sheet of paper than you would normally think you could. There's no wastage. We aren't wasting a single piece of this DSP, even this little piece here. All right, so I've got my piece of white that I've already folded. This one's going to go down the bottom, and this one's going to go right here. All right, so I'm actually going to put my greeting here in the middle. So you could put these on dimensionals if you wanted, or you can glue them flat. Totally up to you. In this case, I'm just going to glue them flat. And we're just going to pop it so that we've got the same amount of distance at the top and the side. Don't worry about what's happening in the middle bit, because it's all going to come together. Hang on a second, I've got to get that back in the right place. There we go, one piece there, and then we're going to glue that in the opposite corner. So we just want to have the same amount of paper at the top and the side again, just like that. Okay, then we have this last little bit, and you're probably thinking, well, what the heck are we going to do with that? And I'm going to keep this super simple. Okay, this is going to be my 4th piece. Here we go. And for maybe this one, we might get, this is going to end up going across. Oh, I've got a mark there on there, so I'll put it this way. All right, so it's going to end up going across here, and we're going to have some other interesting things going on here with our stamps. All right, let's get a stamp set in. And we'll go with the Irresistible Blooms because this is actually the matching set that goes with this, all right? So this piece here, we have lots of room. And I'm going to go and grab the, I couldn't be happier to have you as my friend because that's a really, we want a nice long greeting for this. And I'm going to grab my Flirty Flamingo ink. And I'm going to pop my stand on a block. I'm going to ink it up. And we're going to stamp this right here in the middle. Just like that. We'll add some bling and call it a finished card because it's very, very simple. All right, now this one, I think we probably want to make use of this space here. So I'm thinking the same stamp, or maybe I don't know. Do we want the same stamp, or do we want maybe the thank you or the hello? Maybe the thank you. Let's have the thank you on this one. And I'm going to just stamp it straight here onto the base. I'm going with block C, but you could go whatever block happens to suit you. Same colour. And I'm going to pop it over here to the side. One. Third one here. Now this one's going to need a little help. Let me see what will work. So many options. Basically, I want to put a greeting right about here. So let me see what I've got available in my little use it up box. Or and then we also have a circle here, which would look good. That might be the option. What do you think? Do we like that option? And I also could put a piece of vellum underneath if I wanted to, because you know, everyone knows how much I love vellum. Whoops, that's upside down. No, that's looking good. Let's do that. That looks nice. All right, so I'm going to stamp on here, and this time I'm going to grab the, you could do the thank you again. The thank you would work quite well. Let's use thank you again, or we could use the hello as well. That would look nice as well. But I'm going to go thank you because the size of the circle works really, really well with this. Thank you. There we go. And now I'm going to add some dimensionals behind that. 1, 2, and 3. Let's pop that right there in the middle of our square. Okay, and then the square is going to go in the middle. You could use it flat. I'm going to just whack it on some more dimensionals. 1, 2, and 3 again. And let's pop that on. Now we're going to need embellishments on all of these, I believe. Right, so this one's done. Right, done. And then we have our last one, and let's have some fun things happening here. So one of the things you'll notice that's in this set is we have some little speckles, which I really, really like. So shall we do some speckles? I think we should. And let's pop that on a block. I'm wondering whether I should have maybe gone with some yellow speckles, but I think sometimes you don't want to have too many colours. Turn this around. Right, so we have some speckles there, and this is starting to take shape. We want to keep it pretty simple. I'm thinking also some leaves might be nice. Now, the colours in here are Lost Lagoon and Pretty Peacock and Soft Sea Foam. They're your greens. Lost Lagoon, I think, might be a nice choice for this. So I'm going to use my block here, and I'm going to add some leaves. And I'm thinking also maybe a vellum circle. Now, I know a lot of you know I love my vellum circles. Let's see. This is too big. it covers up a lot of the speckling. So maybe if we're going to use that, I'm going to do more speckle. That's what I'm going to do. So let's add a bit more speckle, because if we're going to go with that circle, or maybe I'll go with a smaller circle, but let's see. Let's see. All right, that's better. We like some speckle coming out there. We like having the leaves here, and then I want to have a couple of leaves coming out from behind here. So that looks good. I could also have, and I think, whoops, I think it would look good, a couple of die cut leaves would look good in this, but I'm going to keep it very simple. We're not going to probably even do that. Just like that. I could also use a punch, for example, the bow punch, this one here, would give us some nice leaves on this card as well. And this time I'm going to go with, I think, a smaller greeting. I think I'm going to go with a hello and pick a small label. So, for example, I think I might use this little label here. This is from the Cheerful Daisies dies, which match the Cheerful Daisies stamp set. Really, really cute, and it's a good size for what I'm doing right here. So let me just quickly cut that. And here it is. So let's go with the hello right directly onto this little, and we'll do that in the Flirty Flamingo. Now I'm looking at this and thinking, I feel like I need some more speckle down in this corner. So we might do that in just a moment, but that's looking good. It's coming together really nicely. And I'm not even going to re-ink my speckle. I'm actually going to make it here in the corner so it's a little lighter. All right, so let's put some of these together. I'm going to put some dimensionals. I'm going to just add them to the bottom of this label, so it's going to sit nicely on this piece. So let's add that. So it just sits over there and we can see more of the paper that way. All right, and then this one with these leaves coming out is going to go behind here. So I'm going to put 2 more dimensionals on. So this one, with the simplest of little pieces, has ended up being the one that I did the most work to. And mainly because I wanted to. I wanted to do some stamping. I wanted it to look really, I don't know. I wanted it to look like I'd done a little bit more work to this one. Now I feel like all of them, there's my Cheerful Daisies, pop that back in its place. All right, so I'm actually really liking all of these. Let's close up our ink pads, and then I think we need some bling. What do you think? I think some bling would be good. Now, a really good generic bling for everything is, this one's the simplest one. I still feel like this one needs some work. I feel like it needs something. And that could be a couple of things. It could be, we could stamp a couple of leaves, and I could stamp a couple of leaves on here too. So shall we do that? Let's grab our Lost Lagoon. And we could also add die cut leaves. That would look good as well. But I'm going to add a leaf right here. Oh, I missed it. That's not too bad. Probably if I had to say, this is the one I like the least. Okay, but you could also add your die cut leaves over that, which will also cover up If you don't want to stamp on it, that would look better. It does look better with this extra leaf down here, I definitely think. So let me grab my rhinestones and we'll add those on. Now we have a few choices. We could add some brushed butterflies. These would look nice because maybe we'll do different ones on different pieces. And then I've also got some iridescent rhinestones here. Those will look good. Let's go with those two. I think those are really great. The other one that would look quite nice, this matches the daisy paper. We've got some little lemon lolly is the colour, that light yellow colour. That would look nice as well. But I think I'll stick with the ones I have. So let's have a little butterfly down here. And then maybe another one up here and a little tiny weeny one up here. See, that's looking better now. And then this one, that one I'm not sure about. This one I think I want to use some rhinestones. So maybe, and I think I just want to add them to the top piece. Oh no, that's not right. That doesn't look good. That's better. And then this one, I think, let's go rhinestones again because you can't really go wrong with them. And then maybe one right here and one right there. Yep, that looks good. This has become my favorite, I think. Which one's your favorite? Let's put them all out in just a moment. And this one, I'm going to add a rhinestone here and a rhinestone here. Let's put them all together and then you can let me know which one. Let me know in the comments which one you think you like the best. Okay, which one is your favorite? This one's my least favorite. I think if I was going to work on this one a bit more, I would add die cut leaves to this rather than stamped leaves, but I like the stamped leaf down here, so I think just some die cut leaves up the top might be good for that one. But still, we got 4 cards out of one piece of DSP, 6x6 DSP, with no wastage whatsoever. So there we go. I hope you like them. I hope that was fun. And like I said, definitely consider doing a map. I see once I've done a map like this, I keep it in my collection and I can refer to it at any time. And you may find that really useful. I've done the same thing with my DSP in 12x12 sheets as well. And you can also do it with A4 sheets of cardstock. You can stamp a design and then cut it up in a similar way to this. So I hope that's helpful. Enjoy your day today, and I hope you get some time for crafting. Don't forget to click on the next video in the hop and check out everybody's beautiful work. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.